goes Peggy up in the air with Will. Oh, God. Bye. Have a nice time. Wow.
All right, when I take off, I'm gonna take off slowly. Push me that way, all right, guys? Gently push me that way.
Watch out, he's going.
That way, guys.
You're tied off.
I know.
Oh, no wonder.
He knows about it, Cindy.
Okay. Don't forget to hook the chain back up.
All righty.
Thank you.
Love you.
Oh my Lord, this is absolutely heaven.
I'm already past 75. So you know how your mother flies you from or drives you from the passenger seat?
Yeah.
So much mother when your mom, so much
Right?
worse when your mom's on the other side of the radio.
Yeah.
Hello? Hey, Mama Bear, am I clear to climb?
Clear to climb.
Around.
Huh?
Can I turn around?
Oh, of course.
Okay, I just want to shift just.
You guys can move around as much as you want inside this basket.
Dance party.
Please repeat.
Clear to climb.
Oh yeah, I know.
Lemon drop, ready to roll.
All right, get pictures of the yellow balloon.
Excuse me?
The yellow balloon. Mother.
Oh, I lost.
So this is one of the coolest special shapes in my opinion.
Oh my gosh. That's too much.
And just appreciate how many people are on this field.
I know.
Which special shape, the one with the balloons on it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's a regular balloon. So there's two types of special shapes. There's
Yeah.
a true special shape that's not shaped like a balloon whatsoever. The clock that's beside us is obviously a great example of that. Where did he go? Oh, he's behind that other. See, not at all, not even close to looking like a balloon.
Exactly.
But then there's what we call appendage balloon, or that's the official term. The unofficial balloon term is called balloon. Pardon my French, but. And that's literally just a regular shaped balloon with stuff added to the side of it.
Oh, like this dragon.
Dinosaur, that guy.
Okay.
The penguin, if you look real closely, is just a regular balloon, just with penguin accessories.
Yeah.
Right? And then eventually you'll see Mom's off the wall is also just an appendage balloon.
Okay. I know the RV park is that. Oh.
Yep, down over there.
Yep.
Okay, so.
Here, if you turn around, I'll do a selfie. An Ussie.
Yeah, my hair is sticking straight out.
That's okay. Pretend like it's wind.
It's way too early in the morning to worry about our looks.
Care about
though.
your hair.
Well, I tell you the truth, I don't really
Yeah.
give a hoot to holler.
I'll wake up, I'll go, I should brush my hair, and then I was like, hat.
Yep.
It's so much work.
There's our campers.
Yeah.
Kind of hiding by that one yellow balloon right now, but
Where are you? Where are
that's
we?
our corner.
Oh yeah.
Right behind that one balloon.
Oh, sure enough. Now,
Find yourself some dead air so I can get to you, all right?
you're actually from Reno, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, kind of. I was born in Vegas. My dad's in the casino industry.
That's
Okay.
the first time I felt that since January.
My dad's in the casino industry, so obviously Vegas was a great place for that. After I was born, he got a job offer in Tunica, Mississippi.
Okay.
So we moved out to Memphis,
Okay.
Tennessee, because Mississippi's got terrible education. So then we moved to Memphis. That's where Thomas was born. Then we moved to Reno, and we just fell in love with the area. In my opinion, there's no better city in America than Reno. People are, for the most part, kind. It's such beautiful weather all of the time, minus the random smoke and then the insane snowstorms we get.
I was gonna say we've skied actually out of Mount Rose, I believe it's.
Okay, nice. Mount Rose is great. I race for a hill right below Mount Rose.
Okay.
Sky Tavern.
So yesterday, Will, were you down in that field where all the cars are parked?
Over here where the
Way over
American
there.
flag was.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah. I
okay,
see the
right.
soft spot
Okay.
now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, for some reason I thought you were headed this direction yesterday, but I'm so directionally challenged.
We were.
It
So
was for a while.
Yeah.
it's called the Albuquerque Box.
Yes.
So down low, you can see all these balloons are going that way.
Correct.
But up high, we're going this way.
Okay.
It's not a true box,
Uh-huh.
but you basically you go rise up, you go this way.
Okay.
You drop down, you go this way.
Okay.
And so that's what we did yesterday. On the ground, it was really fast that way. And then we popped up about this height and we went this way.
Okay.
Then we dropped back down low, lined up perfectly for that field.
So that field is perfectly
That's a great landing
wonderful
spot.
landing spot. It was
It's-
just that one balloon that
Hit
had
the
a
power
trouble.
lines on the south
Okay.
end. Yep, and unfortunately that happens, and it happens so much in this dumb city. There is a absurd
lot.
amount of power lines.
Yeah.
It's crazy. For the ballooning
Since-
capital of the world, like I think they would
You'd
figure
think
it
they
out.
would figure it out.
Why wouldn't they take, and of course it all comes down to money, take those power lines and put them underground and
So underground
is-
power lines are kind of new.
It is very expensive. It's also, I don't think it would be that much of a problem here, but it's very, very hard to do that in really hard, like
Ground, yeah.
very solid bedrock.
Oh, that's true. You guys
And
do-
there is volcanic activity
Stuff
here,
around,
so
yeah.
Okay.
there are places where it would be.
And I
Tony
think
used to complain about that a lot where we lived in Northern California. It was like totally we lived on a volcano.
Yeah, well, see, so is Seattle.
Wow.
so. Yeah. So honestly, the big one is it's expensive, but
So on the chance that our mics stop working, I want to like have some
right.
actual footage.
Yeah.
Because we're already been
course.
recording. All right, you guys. I don't know how to describe this. This is magical, fantastic. And sometimes warm experience because that was the burner that was putting hot air up into the envelope so that we don't fall to the ground too quickly. And we are here, I'm here with my friend Linda, but also our pilot, Will Vavra, who is Were you verified the youngest pilot?
I'm the
here
youngest pilot, youngest primary pilot on the field.
Baby bear.
Or baby bear.
Or Baby Bear. And that you just heard on the walkie-talkie was Mama Bear looking for us. Oh, there she is.
This camera's filming, right? We're gonna do some fun.
Okay, cool.
Green line.
And we're gonna try to turn around a little bit so we can get Mama Bear on the camera if that's working. Will, why are you a pilot?
Why am I a pilot? I love flying. I think Leonardo da Vinci, one of his quotes was very similar to, once you've left the chains of Earth, you always wander the Earth, yearning for the sky. Something similar, that's paraphrased,
Okay.
but flying's addicting. You get up in the air. Right now, we don't feel any wind. We don't feel like we're moving.
Yes.
It barely feels like we're doing anything, and it's because of how solid the balloon is, and we're one with the air. We are quite literally going with the flow.
Right.
And it's just an amazing feeling.
It really is. I have been interested in knowing what this felt like for a long, long time, and now I know, and it's as magical or more than I even thought. So you are 19,
Yep.
and you've actually had a license as a student since you were 14.
On my 14th birthday, skipped
Right.
school for it, but put up that system for the very first time that morning, and then we went to the local FAA office and got my student certificate.
Excellent. And Mom was a pilot for a few years before that, so you
Yes.
were very exposed to it from a younger
Exactly,
age.
yeah.
But really got into it. And are your other siblings as into it as you are?
Not really. They're not all morning people. me and mom. It's me and mom's thing. But they definitely
Admittedly-
struggle waking up. that
Yeah,
early.
admittedly, that is also my biggest hesitation against getting any more involved with this this whole sport.
It's awfully bright and
It's
early.
fun, but it's so beautiful up here. And so you are from Reno, Nevada, and that's where you learned to fly, basically. But you've flown all over the place.
Yep, I've gone as far east as Wausau, Wisconsin, far south as Longview, Texas. I love traveling and flying. It's really how I get to travel, is bringing my balloon places.
Excellent. And you guys also, I know that you said in the garage is a travel trailer. So do you ever get to do both at once?
So the travel trailer is a very new addition.
Oh, okay.
But what we can do is we can put my mom's system in the back of that truck and throw the trailer on the back of the
So that you can actually camp and
Yep,
balloon.
camp and balloon at the same time.
Nice, nice. So you fly in things like Fiestas. I'm sure you fly just to go out in the middle of nowhere and fly on your own.
Exactly.
Do you do any of the competitions?
I do. So Longview, Texas was the Young Guns competition, whereas some of the top young pilots in the nation all come around across the country to compete there. Unfortunately, this year was very bad weather, and we were stuck without power because of how bad the thunderstorms were.
Oh boy.
But we did get a flight in, we got to compete, and I got 8th, which isn't terrible.
Nice.
So-
Very good. What's your favorite competition to do?
My favorite competition to do is probably Lovelock, Nevada. It's called the ribbon race. And you get paired up with a partner and you take one of those like party ribbons and you tie it to each basket. And the winner is the 2 balloons that stay connected the longest. So it
Okay.
takes a little bit of skill and communication abilities to work with the other pilots, and balloon pilots don't work well with each other, so it's a very fun race.
So do you do that with your mom, or do you do that
It's
with...
a random
It's a random
generation.
generation,
A couple
okay.
years ago, I was actually put in. So I was for a while the newest pilot in my area, and then I was put in with a lady that just got her certificate, and we actually got second that day, which wasn't that bad. And a little bit of a bragging point.
Yeah.
Just a little.
You do something really unique that I love, and when kids ask for a balloon card, you have them ask a question about hot air ballooning. So I'm going to repeat some of the best questions. How tall is the balloon?
So most balloons are around 50 to 60 feet tall.
Okay.
The average balloon size is a 90,000 cubic foot balloon. And so those run around 60 to 50. But if you look around and see some of the special shapes that are around, or some of the bigger balloons, those can be up to 100, 120 feet tall. And those are very, very long balloons.
Yeah. And what elevation are we flying right now?
Right now we're at 63,000 feet mean sea level, which is about 1,300 feet above the ground.
1,300 feet. And I love the question, how high can you go?
So I can go up to 18,000 feet, MSL. Because that's when the big airplane starts flying. It's called Class A airspace is on top, which is IFR only. You have to have the proper instruments, and that's the big airplanes. We don't mess with that.
So it's not because the balloon can't do it, it's because you're legally obliged
Yeah.
to stay below the planes.
And then anything above 12,500 feet, you run into a problem where you need oxygen on board because the air gets very, very thin.
Oh, interesting.
And so out here, what they do, they'll jump over the sandias and fly into the next valley. And they need oxygen on board for that, but they'll all choose a day, and 10, 12 of them will just launch from Balloon Fiesta Field, pop up high, jump over the sandias. It's really
fun. Have you done that?
cool. I have not.
You have not done that,
We
because
are
you're not here enough.
because I'm not here enough. We're planning to do something over the Sierra Nevadas, very
Oh,
similar,
my. Oh,
which will
wow.
be equally as fun. And if you fly that right, you won't need oxygen for that.
So there's about 90,000 cubic feet of air in here.
Yep.
And what kind of, when we're just kind of staying at one elevation, what percentage is hot, and what is, or is it all hot now because you put enough flame
It's
up
all
there?
hot in there.
Okay.
There is a chart and science behind of where in the balloon is the hottest, but what we're most worried about is the temperature on the fabric. There's a
Right. special
special coating on it that at 250 degrees will start to break down, and that coating is what holds the air inside the balloon. Obviously, the air staying inside the balloon is a very good thing. I'm gonna look at
Right.
fuel real fast.
And actually, I realize I asked kind of a silly question. Like, you're not going to count how much air is cold and how much is hot.
Yeah.
What I really should have asked is, what is the temperature up in there right now?
So right now we're running at 177 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's
Pretty warm.
just on the edge of the fabric. The air in the center is a lot warmer. I think normally the air in the dead center runs around 300-ish degrees
Okay.
on a normal flight. But that doesn't matter affecting the coating because it's in the center and not
the
touching
center, yeah.
touching the coating in the fabric.
Is this sailcloth?
It is called ripstop nylon. It's imagine just a tent, just a lot stronger, and it's aircraft grade. So it's a tent. It's got a coating on it, and it's been built so if there's a little tiny hole, it's not going to spread. Like if you were to tear a bed sheet, it's
Right.
not going to spread apart like that. It's going to stop and hit those lines and then stop. It's tearing.
So that it doesn't tear a big hole.
Exactly.
So what is the favorite question that kids ask you?
My favorite question is, I don't know, we get a lot. A lot of people, we like to mess around, and I like to mess around with my mom and say, who's your favorite pilot? And me and my mom are just a little
bit
competitive.
of competition,
So
yeah.
that's a very, very fun one to mess around with the crowd.
Your mom told me last night that she thought she was going to behave herself, and 4 seconds later whispered into a child's ear, and then he asked you, how many bananas will fit in the balloon?
It's somewhere above 3 million. It's a lot of bananas, but we do that question thing very often around balloon events, and we actually picked that up from this field because when we do the shapes, we have millions of kids coming up to us
Right.
trying to get a balloon card, and we only get 5,000 to 10,000 cards.
Yeah.
And so, in order to make it a little bit more special and kind of slow our card flow, we came up with that game, and that also our favorite thing to do is to teach kids. So we entertain ourselves that way as well.
Yep.
So what you guys are seeing me doing right now is I'm spitting over the side of the balloon. And what I'm doing that for is I spit to see the winds below me. My spit will go in, I'll watch my spit and watch the winds below me. The other way I can tell that is looking at other balloons. Although we got something in the air very often in mountainous areas called light and variable, where two balloons at the exact same level can be going at each other because the weather just hates ballooning.
Crazy, yeah.
And we fly in such a microclimate that the difference between a dirt backyard and a grass backyard will completely change our flight profile. And it's all about that. So all weather is caused by the uneven heating of the Earth's surface. So when you're flying around terrain like mountains, water, neighborhood, industrial parks, like you kind of have to like plan that as I'm coming down, the winds that were below me 5 minutes ago may not be there anymore.
Right.
And that happens a lot more out in the west than really anywhere else, because the other thing that causes it is little rivets coming out of the mountains and all the canyons. Just the slightest amount of wind going down those is going to change everything.
Okay. Boop. So there's intel.
This flag is breaking laws of gravity right now.
And I think I live straight out that way where that
factory is?
the yellow will pass the factory, kind of where those other two balloons,
All right.
or where the low balloon is. I think that's going toward where I live.
Nice.
But I've never really tried to find it from up here. What's that?
Not many people do. Well, when was the last time you were in a balloon over this area?
When was ever I in a balloon?
So when we're looking at the ground, the residents of Albuquerque, and I think this is Rio Rancho, right?
This probably is Rio Rancho.
Yeah, in Rio Rancho, I've been told, put out a white X in your balloon, in your yard, if you want balloons to fly.
Yes.
Because what that's telling the pilots is, that white flag right there is telling me they're friendly. And if I were to land in that backyard, my crew, they would be willing to let my crew in there.
Yes.
And as a pilot, I'm looking at that backyard, I'm looking at the weather around, and I'm thinking, that would be a great place to land. Obviously, I'm not going to do that yet because we're having so much fun, but it's something to look for. Okay. And then on the flip side, they were also told, if you don't want your balloons, don't want balloons landing in your field, put out a yellow or green or yellow or a red flag, because that's going to let them know this is not something you want to mess with.
Don't want
and balloons can be a little bit of disturbance, especially on agricultural land with cattle. We get it. We don't want to mess. We don't want to mess with your stuff. I've had landings in cornfields before in Minnesota, and luckily the farmer actually knew my grandma, who was in the basket with me, which was great. But we can cause a disturbance to fields, and if you're just not comfortable with us, we're okay with it, and we'll just fly on.
Last year, when we first lived here, and we weren't going to be able to actually attend. I did go to the Chamber of Commerce and got the white X, and we had it in our yard, but I had to it was like blowing all the time, and I had to fix it like 8 times a day, and I would have left it now for other people to know, even if we're not there, but I just didn't know if the X would still be there when I...
If the white flag is blowing away, normally that means the balloons aren't going to launch that day.
That's true too.
Or if the white flag is wet.
That's true.
Also a great way to tell.
So you don't go up if there's any kind of rain?
No, rain is very damaging. That same coating I was telling you about. So, what temperature does water boil at?
212, isn't it?
212. And at this elevation, it's going to be about 209, 205-ish. Our balloons could sometimes get warmer than that temperature.
Sure.
And so that water will get underneath that coating and then will boil and bubble off that coating.
Right.
Right? So water and precipitation are terrible. Snow, on the other hand, some pilots will fly with snow. And flying with snow is awesome. because you are flying, because the snow blows with wind. So you are flying, you'll be following the exact same snowflake across the sky. Alrighty, let's talk to the crew real fast. Sunrise to sunset, you guys there?
Sunrise, crew here.
Perfect, perfect. You guys off the field yet?
We just got off the field.
All right, definitely cross the river. I don't think I'll be crossing back.
That's where we're headed.
Sounds good. It's very great to have local crew. Very great to have local crew around.
Yeah.
Hello, you keep going away from me. I'm trying to catch up and you keep flying away from me.
By the way, I took off first.
I thought we were doing a simultaneous launch, but I guess not.
We saved the best for last.
Exactly, exactly.
Hey, we could have. Sorry I didn't wait, but I wanted to get off there.
Me too. That clock was kind of freaking me out. You know what? I lied to the people yesterday. So I told them this white and blue balloon was one I flew in Wausau, Wisconsin. It actually wasn't. That was
Oh.
I flew that balloon as my very first training flight.
Oh.
Was not actually with my mom, although unofficially I did do a lot of training with my mom before.
Right.
But I went to a camp in Wisconsin. I can't remember the name. But he was like, I did a camp out there, and part of the camp program is you get to fly every day. And I flew with him as my very first training flight.
Wow.
It's a home-built balloon, so he built it in his garage.
Wow.
The balloon pilots out in Wisconsin in the winter don't get to fly much for some reason.
But in the winter, they have
Massive
lots
blizzards.
of time to build their
But
balloons.
So they entertain themselves by building balloons.
Sure. Okay, I might think of more questions later, but just in case our mics die, I'm going to say, Will, thank you so much for letting us record while we're up here.
Of course.
And for bringing us up here, and just for being such an awesome pilot team that let us crew with you.
We loved our crew. If you ever want to crew with a balloon, definitely look into ways to doing that. Balloon Fiesta is a great one to do it. They are very well set up. But events across the country love to have crew. So if you're ever in a city that you know is having a balloon event, reach out to the Chamber of Commerce and ask, hey, how can I crew with this balloon? Because events desperately need crew all the time, because each balloon needs 4. And if we're traveling, we're not always bringing people with us.
Sure. Yeah.
So the more people that are willing to help, the better the event's gonna run.
Do you ever get up into the Seattle area?
Every once in a while when we go to Minnesota for our summer travel, we take different routes every year.
Okay.
So the last couple of years have been southern through Colorado and Nebraska, but we used to go up through the Walla Walla area and around there.
Yeah, that's Eastern Washington.
Yeah. And actually, now that I think about it, I don't think we've ever gone fully up into the Seattle area. But the plan is, I think we're taking a trip in April up towards Seattle with me and the rest of my siblings. We're gonna take the balloon. Me and Mom can go fly. They will all sleep in, but me and Mom will go fly.
Okay. Do yourselves a really big favor and don't go to the downtown Seattle area.
Sounds good.
It's almost an embarrassment to admit that I'm from that area because it's so dirty. I'm trying to think what would be.
Crew, are you across the river?
That's always the case with big cities. Like everywhere we go, like we went to New Orleans and they're like, oh, it's so criminal, you're going to get shot.
The one place I really feel you might be interested in, because it's on the eastern side, is Leavenworth, Washington.
Okay.
It's an old German type town. It's really cool.
Yes, I really want to go there.
Oh, Peggy, when you do, you gotta go with me.
Okay.
My God.
If we ever get up there.
Well, if we're there at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know when we're gonna. We were thinking about doing it, but we were thinking about going. Well, we're going to the coast for Christmas. So I was thinking about Washington first, but then we got to go through all the snow to get there. So
No,
I
you
don't
don't.
know if we're gonna
Not
get
at
there
Mostly rain.
Yeah, pretty much.
in December.
In December. Yeah, you don't. Well, I don't know. I've seen it snow in the middle of November. I've seen it snow as late as Easter. So give or take.
We know we got our first snowstorm the other week.
Yeah.
And our last snowstorm happened mid-June this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reno doesn't follow the rules.
Oops. I guess I turned this on. I didn't know.
Sunrise, the sun set. I'm switching tanks.
Sweat.
Sweat.
Am I in your?
So what I'm doing is I fly this tank down to 30%,
Okay.
and then I switch to this one. That way, if something goes wrong, I
You
can.
have a
I
little
still have a
backup.
little bit to land on it.
Okay.
These are completely redundant systems. Aircraft, once again, I can't just pull off the side of the road if something goes wrong and call
yes.
AAA, right? So there is a complete redundancy that if something goes wrong in one tank, I can land with the other one.
It does work up here.
Yeah.
Now I could see where we are.
The only time I've ever lost GPS was in Longview, Texas, and I was up. Longview was at sea level, and the fast winds getting me to the target was up at 4,500 feet. And so I went up 4,500 feet up above, and it was a little hazy that day. So the cell reception was terrible. Also, the storm knocked out
Oh, wow.
an insane amount of stuff. But
So we're actually over Corrales rather than,
yeah,
Rio
Corrales, there it is. I knew there was a name.
this is the hoity-toity neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
And that's our lovely landfill.
Oh, okay. So peaceful up here.
Yep. This is my release. If I'm ever having a bad day, a bad week, this gets me through it.
Yeah.
Because so you guys see how this balloon down here is kind of oblong in a little more teardrop shape than normal balloons?
Yes.
That's called a racer.
Oh, okay.
That balloon is specially designed to be able to climb and drop at very, very, very fast speeds. That is the big competition balloon. When you're flying competition and you're on line for a target, the winds below you might be going this way some places, this way some places, but then the wind right below it is still the wind you want to get it. So when you drop, you want to make it so these two layers don't have an effect on your flight path. So you drop really fast, so you drop through those layers as fast as possible.
Right.
And then you can stop your descent really, really quickly with that balloon, level out, and then hit your target.
I see.
Okay.
And that's why those balloons are shaped that way. Sunrise to sunset. Are you guys off the field yet?
Repeat that?
Are you guys across the river yet?
No.
No.
Traffic.
Alrighty, I'll stay up longer.
Oh, darn.
Oh, that is
Don't take it too hard on yourself. I go worse on that.
Terrible.
Thomas, I expected better than that. Hopefully there's no one else on our radio channel.
Oh, I think it misplaced 1 o'clock.
Uh-oh.
Yes, apparently. Well, maybe not. No, they're both here.
That's cute.
Goodness, isn't that just the cutest? Okay, now I'm totally turned around. This is the what's the name of this mountain range?
That's the Sandia.
That's to the east, correct?
That's to the east, yes.
Okay. So that has to be west. That has to be
Kind of
north.
going north, yeah, north and a
Okay.
little
The
west.
field is south. So the field messes with my head. I think the Sid Cutter should be to the north of us.
Oh,
And where the RVs are all parked should be the north of us. It just,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I can't get that right in my head.
It confused me, and I'm, 4 corners I can figure out in most places.
Yeah.
Most places.
Me too. And then the other thing is, in my hometown and basically everywhere else that I travel, the mountains are to the west.
Correct.
right.
And this is the
Correct.
only place that I really ever am where the mountains are to the east, and it just
Yes.
messes with my head.
Yes.
Correct.
When I was growing up in Southern California, the mountains were to our north. And then my mom moved to the east of the Rockies by Denver, and then the mountains were to the west. And that was always like confusing to me. I'd get lost in her house, in her hometown, in her town.
Yeah.
Well,
It's going to be difficult. 'cause
simple to teach my children the 4 compass points because the I-5 runs north and south, and there is nothing that runs east and west. There's no highways. Well, there are now, but when the kids were growing up,
Going north or south.
yeah.
I have to be difficult and want the middle layer off
That's fair.
because the outer layer has pockets, so
Yeah.
zippable pockets. Yeah.
So you guys feel the wind blowing on us.
I
Yeah?
feel the wind.
I had just dropped pretty quickly into a different wind layer.
Oh, okay.
That hopefully starts to bring us south again. But you never know with weather. The wind hates you 90% of the time.
Well, up here it gives you a totally different perspective
Thank you.
of the size of things.
Yeah.
I mean, a typical house, a car, people.
People.
Yeah, that's why I like to, when I fly, I don't mind the wind.
It's fun to be at home when balloons come over because sometimes they'll come over low enough We can just not even have to really shout, just have a conversation. And it's fun when we were buying the house, the seller told us, oh, they land here all the time. Which I thought was going to mean like one a weekend. And so far it's been a year.
Yeah.
But
been a weird weather year, though.
He said something about making hot cakes or something, and I'm like, I'm gonna put a big old white thing that says coffee.
Pilots will land if we see that. We will. That would work. The UE land to breakfast, that would be amazing. I once had someone try to throw a breakfast burrito into my basket.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
But we have had conversations, and a lady said, I'm here to do your roof inspection, and is fine.
I've never used that one before. What are you talking about? I'll fly over someone's house and go, for $5, I'll tell you which tile's broken. And then one day, some guy was like, it better not be broken. I just had it refixed. And I was like, I was actually in the basket with Echo. And I was like, see that tile? That tile is 100% broken.
Oh man.
But I was like, he didn't pay me, so he doesn't get that information.
Yeah. I wonder if it made him nervous enough that he went and looked. He's like, I know that kid was kidding, but
still.
Is there a broken tile up there?
Okay, so down here, we're watching as you descend. We're watching for power lines, fence posts.
Yes. So balloon's a sharing sport. You see something that excites you. Let me know. Cool balloon, a little kid that's super excited. Anything like that, let me know. I want to be excited too.
Yeah.
On the flip side, something that scares you, let me know. Power lines, fence posts, rocks, houses, trees, cars you don't think I see. It's my job to see those already, but it never hurts to know twice. So just be vocal about it.
I would like to commend you on how you interact with
Finally, let me have the stuff flying.
It's incredible.
Yeah, you're right. Your interaction with kids is good.
It's a blessing.
Well, like, being the young pilot I am, it's very, I know what makes the kids excited, and like, it's very hard to remember ever being excited about a balloon landing in my front yard.
Yeah.
But I can see, and I tell people, I've lost my awe in the sport of ballooning. I don't see it. Okay, balloons are pretty and cool and pretty cool, but I don't see a balloon like land in my front yard and go, oh my God, it's so pretty, and it's not a once in a lifetime moment for me. My excitement is that 10-year-old boy that I woke up on that Sunday morning that comes running out on his front porch, sees this balloon land in his front yard, and he goes to school the next day telling all his friends about that.
Yeah.
That is where my excitement comes from, making that once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for that kid. I know it sounds a little egotistical, but like me being able to give that experience and being the highlight of someone's kid is just what fuels me in this sport. And I've lost the ability to be that excited, but now I get that excited by making people that excited. If that makes sense.
Yes.
It does.
Being able to make someone's day, putting someone in a basket that might never ever want to fly again, but be so happy about getting in the basket when they did. Even if it's for a 5-minute tether. Like, my mom's goal and my goal too is to fly every single person in the world. We can't do that, but if we share our sport enough, there's a chance that can happen.
Yeah.
It's just like any person who's going to show an interest to a child may spark that child's interest in that particular thing, and it may turn their day around.
Turn their life around. I know a pilot, her name's McKenna Seacrest. When she was 4 years old, a balloon came over her backyard, landed in her front porch. She jumped out, was so excited. She got her pilot's license before she could drive. She bought her first balloon before she could drive. She did everything because of that one interaction of that balloon landing in her front yard.
That's right.
Her entire life changed, and now she's a big ride operator. She's only, I think, like 24, 20,
Gosh.
22, 24. Big ride operator, and she's sharing that excitement with people. And, like, imagine if that pilot hadn't been so friendly or wasn't that good with the kid. We may not have had McKenna involved in our sport.
It's like those of
Was that to me?
It's like those of us that drove a school bus for years. The first thing the student sees is the bus driver. The last thing in the afternoon is the bus driver. So you can make or break a student's day at school by those two things.
Exactly.
My bus driver was named Jenny Packer.
My bus driver
remember
was
her.
called my mom.
Well, when I was real small, we lived outside of a small town. So we lived. It was called the Aristocrat Ranchettes. Everyone owned 1 to 4 acres and then mobile homes on it. But so we all rode the bus into town, and it was one bus. So the kindergartners and the high schoolers were on the same bus. So as a little kid, it was a little bit intimidating because all those big rowdy kids were always on the bus too. But she would.
No.
I mean, we all lived out there. We were all friends, and all the parents knew each other. And she'd just stop the bus in the middle of the road and say, "I'm not taking you home until you calm down. And if you don't get home in time to do your chores, you're going to be in trouble. And it's you, not me."
Oh, school bus drivers.
Yeah.
The greatest ever.
Well, I had a situation where I caught a kid smoking on the bus. I just pulled the bus over and said, "Oh gosh, guys." Of course, you have to remember they're kids. They
Yeah.
don't think like we do. I said, "Guys, there's only 2 doors in this bus." And I'm sitting on 90 gallons of diesel fuel, and I'm going to be the first one out the door.
Yeah.
They didn't know that it was.
You're right.
They didn't know. So they real quickly put the cigarette out. Isn't that just the coolest?
Look at this. I love this balloons pattern
This is wonderful.
right here. Look at him. Look at this stair step balloon.
Oh,
That's an old Firefly balloon.
oh wow.
Firefly and Aerostar are 2 oldest companies, and they are. Aerostar no longer manufactures balloon, but the Aerostar balloons are so pretty. It's like looking at like an old Ford or old Mustang, like just something about it is just And then they're also what we call the Toyota Camrys of ballooning. This black balloon with the paint coming down.
Oh yes.
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 There's about 80 of those around the United States. That was the stock balloon.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Simply amazing.
We're just hanging out waiting for our crew to catch up to us.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know if y'all saw the traffic that's on Alameda right now.
Holy Moses.
It's
Yeah.
even worse than what it was when you guys got here. Because not only are people trying to leave, people are still trying to get into the festival. And the balloon chase vehicles.
The chases are
Because
trying to get out.
most of us cross the river. They're all trying to cross the river
Okay.
to get over to. This is Corrales, right? This
Yep,
road.
yep.
Yeah, Corrales or Loma Larga, something like that.
I think that
is the
yeah.
other one that goes up this way.
Okay.
And there's basically only one way to get across the river besides driving down like 15 miles.
Right.
And it's a a long way that way before you can cross the river.
It is.
So about half of the 500 balloon chase vehicles are all trying to cross that one bridge
On that one bridge, yeah.
with trailers and spectators, people not paying attention to the traffic, looking at balloons.
Yeah.
That's the only problem with a big event like this is
Yes.
you have so much infrastructure. And I feel like eventually Albuquerque is going to go through a massive fix right at that choke point because of how bad the traffic situation is right there. And, you know.
Well, that was the other thing I was going to warn you about the greater Seattle area. Don't plan on moving fast.
Yeah. I went through Dallas, and out west, most of your roads you cut through a city and it's fairly quick. You might hit a couple traffic jams, but it's western cities. You don't have a lot of anyone anywhere, right? And then I went through Dallas and I was like, sagebrush, 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 dead stop traffic for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Well, there's no land mass to build out. And
Exactly,
they won't
yeah.
let you build up because of the earthquakeness. It's right on the San Andreas Fault.
Yeah.
So, oh wow. This is
That dog's very unhappy with us.
I thought he was going in for a landing. He's coming back up now.
Yeah. So you can tell a balloon is heading in for a landing by a few. So look at my mom down there.
I can hear you, Carolyn. I don't know about it.
no, wait a minute. I thought
It's-
your mom was over there.
Nah, she's down there. When you see the shadow getting really close, that's how you know that the landing's coming.
We didn't
Okay.
hear you. We went up an entire road
Please repeat.
trying to get to you. I apologize.
Yeah, there's a couple dogs that are not very excited. Or they are excited. They're not very happy when they're up here.
Sunrise to sunset, are you guys close?
I'm 6 miles an hour, 100 feet up.
Not you.
Copy that. That's fun.
So do you think that the dogs actually look up and see, or are they just affected by the sound of the gas?
A lot of it is the sound. Apparently there's a squealing sound that's like a dog whistle that comes from the burner.
Right.
That freaks them out. But I know many of a dog I know dogs that fly with the pilot.
Yeah.
So
They get
I'm not
used
all
to it.
100% sure if that's true or not.
They probably maybe just get accustomed to it.
They might just get accustomed to it.
I had
exactly.
one dog that wasn't affected by any sound, and another dog that was affected by every
By a
sound.
sneeze. A fly sneeze.
Yeah.
And they're off.
Okay, now I'm going to, and I don't like to assume anything, but was your mom heading for that field originally?
She could have been. But also, as we're coming in for landing, I'm looking to see if my crew can get to me.
Yeah.
Because I really don't want to do what's called a pack out, which means we take everything out of the basket, have to lift it over a fence, and we got to climb over the fence.
Right.
So landing in a road's great. Landing in a cul-de-sac is awesome because that widens up and is the shape of a balloon. Obviously, grass parks are our favorite. But so she might have been aiming for that field and then realized that she didn't see an open gate anywhere.
Oh, yes.
Or when we driving across the field, big, large nose trespassing signs oftentimes mean, please don't land here.
Yes.
Yes.
Or power lines, sagebrush. There's a lot of factors. We still got fuel to fly on, so we can always be kind of picky with our landing spots, but we do want to make sure it's a good spot. Sunrise to sunset. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
How close are y'all? I want to start coming in for landing.
We're pretty close. We're kind of like on the main road near you.
Copy that.
I think so.
So we're looking for the bright yellow trailer, which is straight out in front of us.
Good job.
Oh, I
See
see
it.
that.
That's a very nice thing about that bright yellow trailer.
That is that. I think that is that road.
So, real fast landing checklist. When we're coming in for landing, you're gonna look the direction we're going. We'll be going that way.
Okay.
All right, you're gonna bend your knees and hold on in two places. There's handles inside the basket you can grab onto. You can grab onto the rim of the tank. Just don't grab onto the hoses, any ropes, lines, whatever. All right. Try not to grab onto the uprights either because the balloon might tip over and you might crush your fingers, and that wouldn't feel great.
I need my hands to drive wherever I'm going.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
All right.
Holy
I'll let you know
shit.
before we land. If it's a high wind landing, it's gonna be bumpy. We're gonna lean over a little bit when we land. Your one job is to stay in the basket at all costs.
Sister
all right?
sandwich.
Sister sandwich. If you stay in the basket at all costs, everyone's gonna be safe. We're all gonna be happy.
I know once you get back, you have other things to do, but I want to thank you. Incredible. This has just been an incredible adventure. Thank you.
My pleasure. We
Get out there,
love our
Grandma.
people that come out and crew with us.
Get out
And
there and fly,
our goal
Grandma.
is to fly all the people that come out and crew with us because you guys are going to put in a lot of work coming up on the shape days. So.
Okay.
I was perfectly lined up for your field, then the wind switched on me. So you see the white ribbons in their field? They wanted me to land
they
there.
were out there waiting for you.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but oh well.
We almost
fly
made
on.
it.
Definitely start heading south. All my wind is south down here.
Head.
Now I'm trying to find your mom. Right there she is. Okay.
So I'm actually colorblind.
Oh, okay.
And it does never affect my flying except for one time where I was about 1,000 feet in the air and I couldn't see a balloon on the ground that my mom was pointing out.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
And it was out here. Other than that, obviously I'm sure if I was closer to the ground I could see it, but it's interesting to think like with a lot of balloon pilots, we fly. This is one of the only forms of aviation where we are really allowed to fly in.
Absolutely.
Being colorblind.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course, if I had like corrective lenses, it'd be okay, but
Down and stable.
Down with the landowner looking at power lines.
Copy, we'll get there as quick as possible while following the speed limit.
Thomas.
Okay, so what are you shooting for? Right here?
That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna land on the ground.
So if you couldn't get there, would you want to land in that
Dirt
field?
field's fine, yep. Anywhere where I really think there's good access. I've still got
Because-
fuel and there's a lot of land out in front of me, so I don't think I'm gonna hit that grass field. Morning!
I
Like I
just
hear you, I don't see you though.
I
Oh, there
know.
you are.
in the car.
If my crew is closer, I might want to do that field just so we can get going on the pack up process.
Our yard is kind of like that.
Yeah.
So I just didn't know if that was like, oh,
That'd be
too
great.
stickery. I am not going there.
Your yard would be perfectly fine. Although some pilots are really picky about not putting their balloons in tricky stuff.
Yeah.
I'm from Nevada. There's no place that's
There's
not
no
tricky. If my crew is here, I'd 100% land for that, aim for that road, but they're not, so it's not a problem. I will fly on. But we do get to see the super cool adobe houses.
I know. This was our goal, was to buy like this.
The adobe, the classic adobe big house.
space Adobe house. We got the big space. We
I
didn't get
landed
the
last
Adobe
year.
house.
As a mentor pilot, you get to fly, but you got to have someone in the basket with you. Obviously, the person that was in the basket with me was Mom, and we landed in an Adobe brick builder. that was actively drying out the adobe bricks in their field, and it was so cool. And he was such a cool guy. We sat there talking with him for 2 hours about how he builds those. Yeah. And then he actually gave us an adobe brick to bring home.
Oh.
Morning. I'm outstanding. How are you? Oh, it very much is. I get to fly, so I'm happy. Perfect day. Morning, y'all. This stupid city has so many power lines.
Okay, so this here would be an ideal place if they allowed you to do it.
Oh, that's a public road, so I 100% could have made that.
Brown field back.
Oh yeah, the round field back there would also be a great spot.
He's got
I
a
was
yellow
burning, please
flag,
repeat.
so he's not good.
Yeah.
You're on the road over where the coming.
Sounds good, just get underneath me.
Are you headed towards the road directly in front of you?
I'm just headed south, waiting for a spot to open up for me. Just keep following me closely. Please don't freak out. Please don't freak out. I'm not that scary, horsey. I'm not that scary, I promise.
Oh, yeah, I see. Okay.
Sometimes horses freak out pretty badly.
Yeah, they will. They're pretty skittish.
The burners will scare them. Cows are dumb, so you can talk to them and they think they're feeding you, but horses will freak out. And so I got this burner. It's quiet, less explosive, and that allows me to fly around them without spooking them that much. I find it doesn't super work that well, and it's not very good at altitude control.
Okay.
I found my truck.
Hi guys.
Morning.
Yep, we're in better business than Echo is.
Yeah, because there's the truck.
Yep.
That's what we like to call a crew differential.
Crew differential.
Yeah, this poor little dog over here, he's not a very happy camper.
No, dogs really don't like us that much. We freak them out a little bit, especially like herding dogs, because we're loud, scary, and their job is to protect.
Okay. Now, there are power lines here.
Yep.
Definitely, that would not be an option.
Yeah.
Neither one of them.
Right.
Nope. So I'll just wait. I'll wait it out. Wait for.
In this yard, Mama Bear?
I'll wait for this. Wait for something to open up for me, because almost always there's a better landing spot.
Just gonna
further
jump over
down.
with Belinda, but I'll wait for you guys to get out here. Get to me now. To him and help him manage me over.
So, especially sharing the radio with someone, you got to be aware. Like, she's
Yeah.
going through something bad. I don't want to land and then have to talk to my crew while she's trying to communicate in a little bit of a dire situation, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, unless I find a really good spot that my crew, it's easy for my crew to get to me, I'm not planning on landing here anytime soon.
I think that was a little bit of the chaos yesterday, right? Because Echo couldn't hear you very well.
Yeah.
And she knew things weren't going perfectly for everyone.
Exactly.
But she
yeah.
didn't know how much of it was you and how much was someone else.
I realized I freaked her out. There she is. right below us. I kind of realized I freaked her out calling her about that power line, but I wanted you guys to know that not to turn down the road you guys tried to turn down because because there was a power line strike, they were keeping that under locks and so we could stay safe. You guys are okay. And I was actually trying to land here there as well. You guys are okay. Hey, horsey. Hey, horse. Hey, horse. Hey. Sometimes you can talk to them. So horses can't look up. So if you're directly above the running, that really makes them uncomfortable.
Oh.
Hey, horse. Hey, horse.
It's all good.
Look, they want me to land there. I don't think that's gonna happen, but they want me to land there.
Who does?
Is an option.
Oh, this white X.
Yeah, the white X. Had my crew maybe was there, I might want to try, but
Oh yeah, because they.
This time ceremony at our landowner's house.
Good morning. So goats will faint when you fly over them, which is
a
fun.
goat will faint?
Yes, I know a pilot who freaked out because he thought he killed and gave a heart attack to
There's
like
a-
600 or 700
There's a particular
goats.
kind of goat called a fainting goat, and
Exactly.
that's what they do when they get startled. They just stiffen up and fall on their side.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
It's
he-
the funniest thing to
He
see.
went up and over this goat farm, and then his crew was being a little bit of a smart ass. I was like, "You killed all those goats," and he freaked out. They had just fainted.
We stayed
I'm
at
gonna line up perfectly with this truck.
that truck. Great.
Yes.
What?
The
With the
truck.
Oh, I see.
Oops, sorry about that.
Oh, no, hon, don't you worry about bumping into me.
We stayed on a harvest host.
All right.
Had those fainting goats and the
Might be a
dog-
little bit bumpy of landing. Oh,
Okay.
I love you guys.
The dog that lived there liked to startle the goats and make them faint. It's hilarious.
Me and this guy's dancing. All right, as we're coming to landing, look direction traveling, bend your knees.
Yeah.
Their crew's gonna catch us.
Oh, okay.
Yep, because balloonists share, normally.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, yeah, you would. It's kind of like,
And I think this is someone we know. Howdy.
Yep.
Oh, of course it's you.
Nice.
Well, I have good news and bad news for you.
what's that?
What's the bad news?
You can't stay here.
Giving out beer, but you're only 18.
Oh man, I'm not only 18.
So,
Of course I followed you in.
yeah, so hey, this, if you can keep it up for a minute, we're
Yeah.
having just very minor gusts, and we were able to lay it out that way.
Perfect. Sounds good to me. I can skip up for a second if you guys.
We'll walk in front of our back.
Yeah. I saw you dancing. I was like, I bet you he knows who I am.
Let's go in front of our, let's bring it in front of our basket and lay down that way.
I didn't recognize you because your truck wasn't broken. That's what it was.
Oh.
Right here.
Come on, crew, let's go.
Were you thinking here?
No.
You want to go straight down the driveway?
Um,
Or this way?
let's go down the road. There's a lot of us around.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Hold on, come here. I need a picture of this first.
Here, give it.
Picture of me and you together. You catching me on landing.
Dude, I'm the one that flew here.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Caught him on landing.
And then me and you.
Oh, you're looking up. Perfect.
Perfect.
There you go.
So, you guys are the group you're from Wausau, or? And either of you from Wausau?
Oh, some friends of ours
Friends
from
of
Rio
ours from
Rancho
Wausau.
just moved to
These are our Wausau people.
Oh, okay.
I'm your Wausau person?
Nathan's my Wausau person.
Well, okay, yeah. I mean, you live in Reno, so.
All right, that makes sense.
Hey, here comes Mama.
That's my crew.
Oh, okay. Is your mom
Yep.
flying?
I'm laying down right there, Echo.
She just landed right over there.
Oh, nice.
A couple blocks over.
Hey, Mom, just letting you know, our favorite Wausau pilot caught me at landing.
Your favorite pilots.
Favorite Wausau pilots? Mom said she loves you.
Technically, he's been flying my balloons for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You were the one that let me fly your balloon. Welcome.
Go lift up
You want to
your
help
balloon.
him move his envelope? So, jump up and down for me. Don't touch anything, just jump. All right, crew, heavy weight on, and you're gonna climb on out the back.
On the back, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone want to help her out as well.
Peggy, get cozy. You gotta get a leg.
Yep, that's okay. Lean against me. I'm a good wall.
Grab that. There we go.
Perfect.
I can't find a foothold down here. I'm not on the ground.
He's pretty close.
There we go.
Pretty close. There you go.
No graceful way to do it. We laugh at you at breakfast.
Okay.
Ready?
This one doesn't bend, you guys. I gotta back
up.
Okay, now Peggy, shove it up.
Perfect. What's up?
There we go.
You guys are probably good. Can I get my oil cloth though? Fast.
We also have the name of the landowner, so we'll give that to you.
Perfect. All right, we'll get light, and I want to rotate just 90 degrees counterclockwise. Morning. I got turning irons for this.
Mama Bear insisted.
Yeah,